creepy laugh.
Hello, everyone. Santir here. Once again, I'm joined by my sister.
Hello.
It's time for her favorite, and pretty high on my list too, Majora's Mask.
Ooh, pretty.
I'm just going to let this introduction scene play out.
This is not the normal first introduction, is it? Don't they normally show you Clock Down?
I don't know.
They normally show you Clock Down. And Link sits around in places in
That's
Clock
true.
Town where he normally is not able to sit.
I just backed out of the menu for files.
It's interesting actually seeing a different version. But I always loved the music in this opening because it starts, all like charming and lighthearted, and then it starts having some undertones of darkness. And then it ends, of course, with Majora's theme.
Yeah. We have tried changing the setup some. Unfortunately, there weren't any options in our recording device that I could see to tweak, so I'm just going to have to manually adjust this ridiculous oversaturation that it does.
It's really dark and really saturated.
And there'll probably be that ever so slight desync that I'll get between the recorded video and the commentary track that I'll have to fix and post. And bump up the gamma a bit so y'all can see it a little bit better than we can. We are using a new recording setup, but while it has many advantages in terms of...
It's so green, this recording's right.
I know, right? The saturation's crazy.
These are the dark undertones come in, though.
Yeah. While the setup has many advantages, the main thing that it is doing is recording on a different computer that hopefully won't have the random drops in audio, because that was annoying in the commentary track. Here's our title.
Did you see there was a red star right behind where the left... what would you call it? Horn, I guess I'll say? There was a red star right behind that.
I wasn't looking at that.
I think there was, anyway.
But the other big benefit is there's now an armrest for my sister who's holding the microphone, because the microphone stand that I have... Let's see if it does the other one.
Yeah, you can see.
The microphone stand that I have is mounted in a spot that does not reach an area that is possible for it to be between us. I mean, it can, but it'd also be at the back of our heads, which is not where our mouths are.
No. That would be interesting. Can you imagine?
Yeah, this is the...
this is a normal one. Can you imagine? See, he's sitting, and he can't sit in the game.
It's interesting that there's two different ones.
Yeah, well, this is the normal one, and then they have, if you play it twice, and they do the other one. They did that in Ocarina of Time,
That
too.
makes
They have a
sense.
different one, Ocarina of Time, I'm pretty sure. At the end. Where they show you a spoiler from the game. They show you Naboru as the Iron Knuckle or different like that. I think they have different ones that they do when you go into the tunnel for the Lost Woods or whatever. But yeah, imagine if your mouth was in the back of your head, but your eyes were on the front still. And and you're try to get food into your...
You would need a different shoulder design.
I'm miming this right now with my hand of trying to get food from my hand into the back of my head mouth, and it's very awkward. What is that? The sixth sense where you can feel where your body parts are, even though you can't see them.
I want to say it's something like synesthesia, but I don't know for sure.
I think that's where you have mix up of you smell colors or something. But maybe I'm
yeah,
thinking
you're probably right.
But that would be if you close your eyes, you can still touch your nose without having to see it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That sense. That would be very important.
It would be
if your mouth is on the back of your head. This is really pretty. Seeing all the places in Clock Town. But yeah, Link is sitting around, and he can't do that in the game, so that's annoying to me. But it's nice visually.
You wish you had a sit button there.
That'd be interesting.
We are playing this on the Wii Virtual Console, so hopefully everything works out okay, and it might be better than the GameCube version of Ocarina of Time that we played last time.
Yeah, you are using a GameCube controller, though.
I am, so I'm anticipating aiming being absolutely terrible again.
Yes.
Anticipating struggling with Ocarina songs, because I was thinking about this some afterwards, and I might have said it in one of the episodes, I don't remember anymore, but one of the things that was a real challenge... Oh yeah, I see the red star.
Haha, I was right.
Yeah. Yep, behind that one, right top horn. But one of the things that was a real challenge is that there's a difference between pushing a direction and pushing a button.
Oh.
So, on this controller, to do C left, I push a stick left,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to push a button.
Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of muscle memory idea, I guess.
We're just gonna call ourselves Link again.
That's what I always do. Like, as if I play these games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we'll just have to remember it's the second file.
Yeah. So, our history with this game,
Yes.
so, I guess we're actually starting a cutscene. We'll do that later. In the land of Hyrule, there echoes a legend held dearly by the royal family that tells of a boy. A boy who, after battling evil and saving Hyrule, crept away from the land that had made him a legend. This is going so fast. Done with the battles he once waged across time, he embarked on a journey, a secret and personal journey.
Oh, you're actually having to look at the
A journey in search of a beloved and invaluable friend. A friend with whom he parted ways when he finally fulfilled his heroic destiny and took his place among legends. And there's the noise, so you know it's Navi.
Yeah. There's a ROM hack called The Missing Link, which is between Ocarina of Time and this.
Oh. That'd be interesting. We talked last time about how for us, Navi was super immaterial, and so it didn't land emotionally when she disappeared, but that for Link, having so long without a fairy and being kind of the odd one out, the outcast one, the Kokiri not having a fairy, it would have been like super important having her.
Yeah.
And so kind of bringing that into this game of remembering of how we didn't really care about Navi, but it would have been really important to Link having that. And also, she's like the one person that went through that whole journey with him and remembers all of that weird time travel shenanigans.
It's true.
Even Zelda doesn't, I don't think, remember all of that. So she's kind of like the one person.
Yeah.
So you can see where he'd really feel alone without her. I like the color designs of these fairies. Tattle's white, and then Tail is purple and red, which I've never seen another fairy with that color combination. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Majora's Mask. And the Skull Kid. I like that touch where you see the mask first,
Yeah.
and then the Skull Kid. Hee hee! You two fairies did great!
We're back to having blue, because this is a... Right down the arrow.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Because this has not been remade for the GameCube and changed the colors.
Oh, okay.
So the colors are going to be the N64 colors.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Why that detail stood out to me, I don't know. But maybe if you spend enough time trying to make sure reading the text boxes is synced up to the text boxes, you get really used to looking at those arrows.
I couldn't see that would be the case.
Did you read this line already?
I did. I can read it again if you want me to.
It doesn't.
Okay. I wonder if there's anything good on him. Huh? This guy. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. And that's a hint that he recognizes Link from Ocarina of Time, and when they met, and he played Soraya's song for him, or Saria's song, whatever we're calling it. Some of those things really give you the hint that this is a sequel. Like, I think you could definitely play it without having played the first one, and like go what's going on and stuff. But it really is kind of intended as you played the other game, and that's also true in the gameplay because they don't really have. I like how we kind of plays with the Ocarina. They don't really have a tutorial.
Yeah.
They kind of figure that you know how to play this because you played Ocarina of Time. Ooh, what a pretty ocarina! Hey, Skull Kid, let me touch it. I want to see. How could a fairy play an ocarina?
One note at a time.
How
Blow
can
one note, grab air back into your tiny, tiny lungs.
It doesn't have hands, though, do they?
I don't know.
Which is Tail's point, I think. You can't, Tail. What would you do if you dropped it and broke it? No way, you can't touch it. Interesting, Zelda left him with Ocarina of Time. I guess we see that flashback later, huh? Aw, but sis, well, why can't I try it out too? Link's face is so funny in that scene. This is actually pretty humorous, you know? Link's face, and then like, oh, I'm trying to hide it.
I wonder if each time we cut, it resets your position within the forest. Or if they just made a really long track.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Some of those behind the scenes stuff.
Right. You can start playing now.
Yep.
And you start with a sword and a shield, so again, different from the last game where you had to collect those things.
Gotta work on my 200 rupees for the bank.
Yes. And you get to see your awesome jumping moves now.
Yeah, they added some...
This is new for this game, right?
Yeah, these jump animations are new.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to experiment with that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We're going to leave Hyrule now, right?
All these cutscenes make it a pain to speedrun.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And you're also stuck doing the first 3-day cycle, too, right?
Yeah, yes, but you skip most of it.
Yeah, you do the Scarecrow.
Yeah, well, you talk to Grandma.
Yeah, well, either Scarecrow or Grandma, yeah.
And then you Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow you dance till dawn kind of thing.
And then you do a gainer, so you can skip the Moon's Tear quest.
I don't know what a gainer is.
I'll tell you later.
What's with that stupid horse of yours? Doesn't listen to a word that's said to it. There's no point in riding a thing like that, so I did you a favor and got rid of it. Aw, boo-hoo! Why the sad face?
This is so menacing.
The music and the eyes that glow.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd have a little fun with you.
But also the vocalizations they've done for the Skull Kid.
Uh-huh, the high-pitched.
Yeah.
Maybe my voice should be more high-pitched during this. Oh, come now. Do you really think you could beat me? Is that what it said? You quit too fast. Best me.
I didn't click it. It just
oh, okay.
went.
Well, he's laughing again. Did you find this creepy as a child, Ben?
I don't remember.
Apparently, it was coincidentally very similar to like nightmares or dreams that the director or producer was having. Like they showed the animation, it was like, holy cow, I was having nightmares like this. That's what I've heard anyway.
When did this game come out? Like 99?
2000? I think it came out in 2000.
So I would have been like 12, maybe?
Yeah.
11, 12?
I would have been 10.
I mean, I've been playing Doom for a while, so...
Yeah, I mean, we played Doom as wee little tykes.
Yeah.
Now that's a good look for you. You'll stay here looking that way forever.
Raspberries.
Sis! And I like the music just stops.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call, too. Really feels final. Whoa, whoa, Skull Kid, wait for me! I'm still here! Tail, you can't leave without me! You! Do you like her bell noise more than the hey, listen that Navi does?
I don't know, but I was just really impressed with how much like emotion they got out of a glowing ball and wings.
Where she like is dejected and she kind of collapses and she like perks back up and looks back.
Sound effects do a lot of work there too.
Yeah. You! If I wasn't dealing with you, I wouldn't have gotten separated from my brother. Well, don't just sit there, Deku boy. Do something! Why are you looking at me like that? What, is there something stuck on my face? You have a face? Will you stop staring and just open that door for me? Please, come on, a helpless little girl is asking you. So hurry up. Oh, Tail, I wonder if that child will be all right on his own. Ooh, look up. I want to see if there's anything interesting. Just the weird light, yeah. With
stars and stuff in it.
That's really interesting, huh?
Huh.
I guess that's where we came from.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically.
All right. Uh-oh.
Oh, Keaton grass.
Yeah, you could never get a Keaton shield, oh my goodness, Keaton mask for the Keaton grass, but...
Interesting that they put one of these in here.
Oh, wait, there's 2 spotlights. So where did you fall from if there are 2 spotlights?
And they're making...
A bit of a Triforce almost.
Well, these are slightly colored on the ground.
Yeah, like there's triangles. I've never studied this room like this before.
But it's like some of them are kind of blue and red.
Uh-huh. The stars are blue and the triangles are red.
I can't control the camera to like look around.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can't do the with up?
I mean, I can do up, but like we are very short.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give.
Oh, to look at the ground. I thought you meant to look at the ceiling again.
Oh yeah, I can look at. Whoop,
yeah.
I'm pushing it too much. Yeah, you can actually see the color in that one.
Yeah. Well, and there's two of them. Is what
I agree. I've never studied the textures and what's going on in here before.
I mean, why would you? It's like just the intermediate room.
Well, they're definitely trying to set stuff up with like the feeling of this introduction.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go through the door that she can't open.
Crunch.
Yeah, this audio is a little crunchy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, wait for me! Don't leave me behind!
I don't think I can do anything about how loud the audio is coming off of the Wii into the recording device, so.
So, that stuff back there, I, apologize. So take me with you! You want to know about that skull kid who just ran off, right? Well, I just so happen to have an idea of where he might be going. Take me with you, and I'll help you out, deal? Please? And Link breaks the fourth wall. Good, so then it's settled. Now then, I'll be your partner, or at least until we catch that skull kid. My name's Tattle, so, it's nice to meet you, or whatever. Now that we've gotten all that straightened out, we can stop messing around and get moving? Can we stop? I get the wrong order, yeah. I know. If I figure out something, I'll press the up button and I'll tell it to you. Hopefully you'll manage to get by without my help until then. And here's breaking the fourth wall. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this girl? All right. There's more Keaton grass, I think. So there she's doing the bell sound.
Yeah. It's less overtly annoying.
Yeah. It's not someone yelling at you.
Oh, these are little flowers.
Oh, yeah.
On the grass around the edge.
Like flowers. Well, we're really going slowly in this casual walkthrough, aren't we?
I mean, yes.
Uh-oh, the door's locked. You can never go back there again.
Tragedy.
You can move forward, you know.
I was expecting it to move the No, I didn't actually. I was expecting to move the camera for some reason. I don't know why.
It normally does, I feel like, but it didn't that time.
I feel like I'm used to the camera.
You can get your first treasure
when I
chest,
can control Link. I feel like I'm used to the camera being behind him.
Yeah. Your favorite item, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about our history with this game. So we didn't, I say we, it's really you, they're the one playing these and I'm just watching. But we didn't really start doing Ocarina of Time until a little bit after it came out, because we didn't actually own it, right?
Yeah, I had a friend that I borrowed it from, got stuck in the water temple, and then gave it back. And then later I bought it, so I do have the N64 cart.
Oh, we can make it. Oh.
But this was definitely the one we played more.
Yeah, because we have the gold cartridge. Like, we got this probably around when it came out, I assume.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know for sure.
But, okay, so we're learning about Z-targeting. And it is Z-targeting, not L targeting, or whatever it was last time that annoyed me.
L targeting.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
L button.
Okay.
Right here.
Gotcha. Hey, you, come on, press Z and talk to me. I like how they're doing this because they're making you think the purpose of this weird thing is to learn Z targeting. Oh my gosh, I'm saying L targeting now. And it is, but also we don't see this again until the end credits, and then it ends up being like, oh, that actually had a relevance.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. See, you can do it if you try. When I fly over to people or objects, use Z to look at them so you can talk to them. Use Z targeting to talk to people even if they're far away. So they have a little bit of a tutorial, I guess.
Yeah.
Or if there's no one to target, you can use Z to look straight ahead. But they don't have, like, here's how to chop with a sword. You can do it voluntarily with the swordsman. But enough about that for now. Come over to this tree and check it out.
You do have to figure out... Well, she had a pop-up.
I was going to say, did we skip a tutorial about how to use Deku flowers? I think we probably did. All right, look at that jack-o'-lantern face. It's strange, but the way you look right now sort of looks like this tree. It looks all dark and gloomy, almost like it could start crying any second now. How sad.
So we're probably going to be a little bit more thorough with this game than Ocarina of Time.
Twisty ho.
Oh, yeah, this makes me think of the Forest Temple.
But we're twisting the camera the opposite way.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. And the music starts. I love this song.
So there's a skip here to not talk to the mask salesman that speedrunners hope to get.
Because that's a long cutscene.
It is a very long cutscene.
I feel like they shouldn't count things like that. I guess if everyone has to do it, then it would count.
Yeah.
But,
we're going to watch it because, of course, that's what we're here for.
In the 3DS remake, they have a thing in that back corner. I'm pointing, and that's not helpful for anyone except for Ben. In that corner, like where Ben's facing, they put a like giant gossip stone thing that you can crawl into to get hints. And it's like bobbing around, really bright colors, whatever. And so throughout this entire cutscene that's about to happen, you have that in the background, being really distracting. I have not actually played the 3DS remake, but I've watched some people doing it. You've played it then, right?
It's been a while, but yeah. I have.
And I know they made some changes to the gameplay that if we remember we might mention, and also they've added some details and things to the graphics and all that as well. But they didn't change like the audio quality or anything, right?
I don't think they did any sort of like re-recording of the music, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's trigger our cutscene then. Yeah, it's like right around there. They've got it. Very distracting. I mean, I guess this is a reputation of being a really hard game, right? For a lot of people.
I think a lot of people have difficulty with the time limit.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about that. That I know a lot of people, especially when they were younger, found having to deal with the time limit very difficult. And I was going to ask you, but let's do this cutscene first. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? She's hiding because she doesn't want him to recognize her. I own the Happy Mask Shop. I travel far and wide in search of masks.
There's a lot of references on that.
During my travels, a very important mask was stolen from me by an imp in the woods. So here I am at a loss, and now I found you. Now, don't think me rude, but I have been following you. Since when is what I want to know. Like, did he...
Yeah.
Presumably, it sounds like he saw your Ocarina and Epona getting stolen. It's because he seemed to know about it. Like, did he run after the horse? I thought he's so far behind, I guess.
Is he really good at climbing things?
Did he use the Deku flowers to, like, get through that?
Maybe he has a mask that lets him float.
I have a lot of questions. For I know of a way to return you to your former self. That's the mirror shield that he's got. The mask there. If you can get back the precious item that was stolen from you, I will return you to normal. In exchange, the way that they like skip the in-between frames, just have them jump between, that's kind of a little creepy or something.
It gives a manic feel.
Yes. In exchange, all I ask is that you also get back my precious mask that the imp stole from me. What? Is it not a simple task? Why, to someone like you, it should be by no means a difficult task. Except, the one thing is, I'm a very busy fellow. And I must leave this place in 3 days. How grateful I would be if you could bring it back to me before my time here is up. Which is a great way to introduce the fact there's 3 days before we realize the moon's going to fall on our heads.
Yeah.
Like, because we open the door and it's like dawn of the first day, 3 days, 72 hours remain. And we think it's about this time limit and not that the moon's going to crash on your head and kill you. Because you don't necessarily know that until you actually get to that point and you realize the moon is about to crash. But yes, you'll be fine. I see you are young and have tremendous courage. Courage. Triforce of courage. Not tremendous wisdom or tremendous power, but tremendous courage. I'm sure you'll find it right away. Well then, I am counting on you. Interesting thing. They have 5 great fairies in this game. They have the great fairy of magic, and then they have like power, courage, and wisdom. What do you think the 5th one is?
I don't know.
Kindness.
Ah.
Is that interesting? I wonder why they chose kindness.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's what I thought. Do you want to see he's got a Mario shield? Why, hello, did you find that little imp? If you can get back the precious item that was stolen from you, I will return you to normal. Surely you should be able to find him right away. Time continues to pass, even as we speak. There are only 72 towers left, and if you come to him later, he'll tell you how many. Please do not forget my precious mask.
Yeah, there's a lot of different Easter eggs on this. It's going to be easier to look at when
There's
I am
Mario.
taller.
Good point. We can come back later then, huh?
as soon as I find the stairs.
Now, as a crazy person, I drew pictures of like what that design is on the back wall and different things. Oh, I love the song they play.
Yep. It's the same morning opening theme from Ocarina of Time.
Yes, but that's just the morning theme for me.
Yeah, it is for me as well.
He gives me the creeps. That mask salesman was the... Sorry, just thinking out loud.
She has so much more character and personality than Navi.
Yes, and she has a character arc too.
Yeah.
Because she starts as kind of almost an antagonist that's forced to work with you, and then she has to kind of become the good guy. But 3 days, even if we never sleep, like why bother mentioning that? Because like never sleeps.
Yeah.
That still leaves us with a measly 72 hours. Talk about demanding. Well, don't just stand there. We're going to see the Great Fairy. See, like people say this game is hard, but they do give you a lot of direction. Mm-hmm. Look, you want to find the Skull Kid, don't you? The Great Fairy will know what he's up to. She watches over everything. And just between you and me, the Skull Kid is no match for the Great Fairy. She's a fairy, so she would know.
Yeah.
Go to the shrine near the North Gate. You'll find the Great Fairy in there.
So...
Beware of dog. You're going past.
A gainer is a type of trick that I don't know how to do. But basically where you do a backflip, but you're like... But you basically do the backflip in such a way that you are like against a wall, and it basically lets you do a jump wherever you want if against a wall, and so you can get enough height to go up there. In terms of the time limit and the game being hard
if it bothered you as a kid.
I don't recall that being the case.
I don't remember it either. Like there's maybe 1 or 2 times where it was like, oh no, we don't have enough time to finish XYZ thing. But I feel like normally we were pretty okay with it. Wait, how did Tingle already fall down? Did someone shoot him? Or does he start on the ground?
I think he starts on the ground.
Oh, okay. What's this? Green clothes? White fairy? Sir, could you by chance be a forest fairy? He's like the only one that's not commenting on the fact that you're a Deku scrub. Like everyone else is like, oh, you're a Deku, he's just like, you're a forest fairy. It doesn't matter what your body's otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh my. I like how he's staring at your fairy too. My name is Tingle. Is Tingle the most enduring legacy of this game? In the Zelda franchise.
It's probably the most enduring. I thought you said endearing.
No, I did not say endearing. I said enduring. Not endearing. No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think it's probably the thing that's like stuck around the longest. Obviously, Majora's Mask makes a cameo appearance in Breath of the Wild.
And Darmani is on the wall.
Yeah, like there's references and stuff to it.
There's like a sculpture of Gorons.
Oh, yeah.
And he's one of them. You can tell by his necklace.
Yeah.
I think I am the same as you, sir. A forest fairy. Alas, though I am already age 35, no fairy has come to me yet. He's not even looking at you, he's talking to you. Do you think he's talking to Tattle? My father tells me to grow up and act my age, but why?
It's a good question.
I tell you, Tingle is the very reincarnation of a fairy.
Also, he has a job of selling maps.
At least he's like, doing something with himself, right? Yeah. His nose is odd. And his chin. He has like no chin.
His model is a little optimized, shall we say.
Yes. Now while I stand here waiting for a fairy of my own, I sell maps to help out my father. Apparently the swamp tourism office doesn't make a lot of money. Lucky! You're so lucky to have a fairy! I know! We should be friends! Yes, in exchange I will sell you a map for cheap as a sign of my friendship. Not for free, but for cheap. Will you buy one of Tingle's maps? We'll get enough money for it. Cool. Yippee! I associate that word with Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Now we have a map.
Now, we realized last time, we never actually explicitly said it, I don't think, that when they've got that blue outline on the text, that means it's the narrator talking.
I made mention of it, like, right towards the end of the
That's what I was saying. We didn't really talk about it, yeah. But we realized that, that's the narrator talking. Well, call again. Tingle, tingle, kulu, limpa. These are the magic words that Tingle created himself. They make sparks, apparently. Don't steal them! He's so happy, like he's spinning in a circle.
Original phrase, do not steal.
Just generically, do not steal.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, people will be like, original character, do not steal.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I follow you now. Oh no! The Great Fairy! Now, isn't this what fairies look like in some of the handheld games?
This is definitely more like some of the appearances that we'll see later. I don't 100% remember, but I feel like this is the first spot where we've seen fairies that look like this.
Yeah, but some of the handheld, like, I don't know, Minish Cap or something, Four Swords, they have fairies that look like this, right? Young one, please hear my plea. I have been broken and shattered to pieces by the masked Skullkid.
The Wind Waker fairies are closer to this proportion and look.
The Wind Waker fairies, the normal fairies look like actually little girls, like with hair and dresses and stuff. And then the Great Fairies have 4 arms and they're really awesome.
But I'm saying they're closer to this, like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're more like a human appearance, yeah. I like the round balls of light fairies. I think those are cool.
I like them too.
Also, the fact that this is one being who has been split into multiple entities is a bizarre thing to think about.
Yeah. Like, what is the nature of fairies?
Like, she's even saying I, not we. You know, I've been broken into pieces. Kind of bizarre.
It's interesting that Breath of the Wild goes back to the ball fairy for the, like, fairies that you can find out in the world.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'll have to keep an eye for that when we play it again sometime. It's been so long since... And I don't feel like players are they super common?
You can find them sometimes near fairy fountains. I think there's some restrictions on what, like, allows them to spawn. Kind of like shops don't refill arrows unless you're really low on arrows and stuff.
Okay. Please find the one stray fairy, and this is teaching you about the mechanic to then do it later anyway. Please find the one stray fairy lost in town and bring her back to this fairy fountain. I added a word, it's fine. Aw, she heals you. How nice. Like you needed it. Did you need it? I don't think you needed it. Alright, well we have our mission now. Find the stray fairy.
Yep.
Ah, and the guy won't let you out. Wait a moment, Deku Scrub. Have you some errand in the mountains? It is dangerous outside the town wall, so I cannot allow a child like you to go out alone. Until you are old enough to carry a weapon, you cannot pass through here without being accompanied by an adult.
What would a Deku Scrub even wield as a weapon?
Good question. Like, does he let business scrubs leave? Maybe they just fly over the wall and ignore him altogether. You're too short. You are really short.
Can't even play on the slide.
Nope. Alas.
Okay, how much is this game over here?
You can't do it until you can... Oh, actually, you could. Never mind. What do you want, shrimp? I'm busy practicing with my blowgun. I think it's 10 rupees. If you can't pop that balloon, then don't mess with Jim. Grr. What if I just did a low-down voice, like, for a child that got through puberty yet? Oh, well. He sounded gruff, so I just went with a gruff-sounding voice. I think it's 10 rupees, so you probably could do it, but only one round. That Skullkid has gone too far. We can't just let this happen. Quick, we have to find the stray fairy in town and return the Great Fairy to normal. Whoa, look at the time. We don't even have 3 days left. Deku Scrub Playground.
Have you hidden any rupees in the tall grass?
I was going to say, if they did, that would be really funny.
There is, in fact,
imagine if there were 10 rupees in the tall grass. So that'd be so funny.
Imagine if there's a Pikachu in the tall grass.
That would be bizarre. Okay, now you said that because the Deku Scrubs have the king, I was supposed to do a British accent for Deku Scrubs.
That's right. I did say that.
Let's see if I can do it. Oh no, I'm smiling. My mouth is in the wrong posture.
Oh no, you're
making me smile. Stop it. Stop looking at me. Okay. How about it? Will the young one play? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, you completely.
I can do a better British accent than that. I'm just smiling too much. It makes it harder.
I know.
It's like embouchure or something. Okay.
That's why the Brits don't smile. They're so glum because they can't talk properly otherwise.
This is terrible. Okay, I just need to do a British accent without thinking about what the dialogue says because I can't read it. So let me just look at it when I'm not reading. Okay, so I think I'm in British accent mode. Is that right? It sounds like a British accent. Okay. How about it? Will the young one play? one game is 10 rupees. Alright then, use this Deku flower and have fun. Oh, I don't know why it's so hard to get them. If the time it takes you to get all the rupees is faster than the current record, you get an extravagant prize. Ooh, extravagant. But if you fall down below just once, it's over.
So I'm going to try to do this. I've not done it in a while.
Look at what's that design on the wall? Is it? Oh, I bet it's the monkeys, because they have monkeys in the forest where the Deku Scrubs live, so they've got monkeys on the wall. That's cool. I never noticed that before. The best time for today's game is 1 minute and 15 seconds. Get all the rupees faster than that. Okay, burrow into the Deku flower. The game begins the moment you jump out. Generic minigame music, right? And that whistle. Now, the floor design probably helps you recognize, despite the angle you're at of your camera, if you're actually above it, because you can see where the shadows are and where your shadow is and stuff like that.
I missed.
Too bad. You're done.
It's okay.
You can compete as many times as you like, though, if you have rupees.
Yeah, we might come back for that a different time when I've banked up more money.
Yeah, if you do 3 in a row, because it changes every day. So if you do 3 days in a row, then they give you a piece of heart, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to get all the pieces of heart. I do want to get all the masks. I probably won't do, depending upon the requirements, probably won't get all of the bottles either.
One of them is with Dampe.
So I probably won't get all the bottles because I don't want to do that. Dampe is terrible. Never do Dampe's minigames.
We bought the official guide because we always did that when we were kids. We'd get the guides for the games, which you don't do anymore.
No.
But we did back then. And even the guide, I was just flipping through it the other day, even the guide says that Dampe is like the slowest moving person ever. Like the slowest character ever in a video game is Dampe. Welcome. Do you have some business? That's supposed to be an innuendo? Like, why should she say it like that? The room on the left is the mayor's room. It sounds like they're having some kind of meeting, I think. The room on your right is the drawing room, and it's also Madame Aroma's office. Is she a character in... So most of these models are from character models from Ocarina of Time. I don't remember her.
I think she might be new. Okay. I'm not positive.
Obviously,
if she is in Ocarina of Time, it's...
There obviously are a lot of new people as well. Like, Muto over there, who's like the town council guy, he is a returning model. But, like, I don't think... Visson, I think, might be a captain in the guard in... that's Visson right there, the guy we're talking right there. He might be, like, in the... like, if you look through the window in the castle, I think you might see people like him. But, like, Mayor Dotor is new, for example, stuff like that. Anyway, let's see what the argument's about. Most of the townsfolk already have taken shelter without waiting for the mayor's orders. The only ones left are public servants and committee members. So like how this is an explanation for why there aren't so many characters.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor and Carnival Committee members, please order those who remain to evacuate. Well... Do you like his mustache? You coward, do you actually believe the moon will fall? The confused townsfolk simply caused a panic by believing this ridiculous, groundless theory. I like that they're aware something's going on. The soldiers couldn't prevent the panic, but outside the town walls is where the danger is. You want answers? The answer is the carnival should not be cancelled. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor? Well... Are you serious, Muto? It seems that giant chunk of rock above us hasn't caught your eye. Now, it hasn't caught our eye yet. So, is this like maybe potentially someone coming here? This might be the first time they realize
maybe
the moon, if they haven't looked up yet. At this time every year, we are overrun by tourists. So why is the town empty? Clearly, it's your job to ensure the carnival's operation, but that's if people are here for it.
Yeah, what's interesting as well is to think about, like, how much is this carnival a big part of their economy?
Oh, I bet it is.
Like, it's the sort of thing that you don't think about as a kid. And that's one of the things that's been really interesting about doing this, is we're taking our time and we're looking at these through, like, the lens that we have now as adults, where we have a perspective that, like, when we were first playing this as, like, 12, And then that gets anchored in our brain, so that's how we're analyzing it. So we're trying to like, okay, what if we re-anchor? What if we ignore sort of what we knew as a kid and reevaluate this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that's been really cool about doing this series with like the Ocarina of Time.
Certainly with COVID-19 and with things being canceled, you kind of realize like how important that event is for the economy of that town.
So I'm thinking of like Venice, for example.
Needing tourists.
Or some of those cities in Europe where it's like, or any place that's a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what happens suddenly if there's no tourists and your entire town's economy is kind of based around tourism? That's pretty awful.
Yeah, or like how a lot of shops make a lot of their money for the year around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like they, the reason that they are able to survive during the lean times is because they had that really flush time around Christmas when people are, buying Christmas presents, etc. And that's kind of what this is for them, is like all these people come into the town for this event and spend a lot of money and stimulate the economy, and they're able to survive during the other parts of the year because of that. And they're talking about canceling it. And they're like, but that's going to devastate. We've also done all this prep work that we would lose, the money invested in that. Mm-hmm. Plus, we wouldn't get any money back. Yeah. Don't drag the merchants and soldiers into this. If the soldiers wish to run, then run, Vissen. We councilmen will stick to tradition. This carnival will be a success. I've never heard of a defense unit abandoning its town. Madame Aroma would surely say the same thing, wouldn't she, Mayor Dotor? Let's not bring my wife into this.
Clearly, they're having a lot of back and forth, but you can understand because they're holding two very different positions.
Yeah, and they both have some degree of legitimacy for their position.
Yeah. His hat makes me think of a boat. He's
a little bit more like the Zora King. Like,
yeah.
So maybe he's actually from royalty. They don't have a Zora King in this game. Where's your mama, Sonny, huh? You came here by yourself? Well, aren't you a big boy? Oh dear, are you a student of Deku Elementary?
What?
I guess all the business scrubs children have to go to school somewhere.
You know what? Sure.
You know what is bizarrely in my mind?
Where's Deku Elementary?
It's in one of the parts that we don't go to. You know, like where all the people that fled the town live.
Do they have tours?
Tours of the elementary school?
No. Does the elementary school have tours that come to the...
that's why apparently they... I mean, I feel like we had tours like that in elementary school. We'd go to random weird
Absolutely.
places.
Like Jaco in a marshmallow factory or something.
We went to the RV factory?
I think so. Maybe.
Really? Did we go to a cheese factory?
I don't remember 100% the field trips that we took.
In elementary school. I know we went to like a farm or something somewhere at one point. Anyway, I was going to say, for some reason when I'm saying that, the random business scrubs that live in town have their own elementary school for their kids, it made me think for some reason of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where they have an elementary school for the children of like Starfleet personnel that are on the station, and the Majoran children can come too. For some reason, that's like what came to my mind. I don't know why. I guess it's the idea of like the immigrant population, like how they'll have like an American school for like the children of service members if there's a base in like Germany or something, like the international school, that kind of thing. It makes me think about that for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, where's your teacher? Her hair, she's like shaved all of her head except for the top.
It's a look.
It's like mohawky a little or something.
Let's just say I've never seen this specific hairstyle in real life. Probably because it requires a certain amount of gravity-defying power.
She's got a lot of hairspray is what you're saying. But it's wiggling. You think if it was hairspray,
I don't think hairspray
wiggle.
can do that. I think it's like meshed around wire.
Yeah, you would have a frame that it's working off of. like I had a Queen Amidala Barbie, and it had it was all extra hair. It wasn't on the actual Barbie doll. There was but the hair was wrapped around a thing that had it in that shape. I'm gesturing with my hands. No one can see this. To make the big thing around her head. You also insert a picture of Queen Amidala or something. No? Okay. Don't want to get Disney after you for copyright. You shouldn't be here. Field trips go next door. Tell your teacher that. I don't think we want to get the kids in the middle of that argument.
I love the hop
he has
up on
to
the
jump.
door
It's
animation.
so cute. Well, when you have a really big treasure chest, he jumps into the treasure chest, which is adorable.
Yeah.
You want to read Cafe's diary? Are you too short? Oh, no, you can read it now. Cafe's diary. Do you think it has to be coffee or cafe?
I've always pronounced it cafe.
I think it's cafe. But it's almost like a pun on cafe. Like I eat in the cafe.
Yeah.
And cafe is Italian for coffee.
I
think it has 2 Fs. I don't remember anymore. The wedding ceremony is soon. It might be early, but I finished my wedding mask. I wonder if Anju has made hers. Fun fact, I have met someone named Anju. She was Indian.
Oh, okay.
She told me, because I mentioned this, and she told me that apparently Anju is a Japanese name and an Indian name.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought that was too.
Yeah.
Just a weird coincidence, I guess. She tends to do things at the last minute, so probably not. There's a gathering of the fellows at the milk bar tonight. I plan to show off my wedding mask and talk about my sweetheart as best I can. He shares a room with his parents. You'd think that the mayor of the town, they have separate beds. This is like I Love Lucy or something. You'd think that the mayor of the town would be able to have bigger accommodations.
You would, but it might not be a super rich town.
That's true. Well, see, that's why we're saying there must be extra places that we can't see where the Deku Elementary is.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where you kind of, when you're making a game, you only have so much space, so you abstract things a lot.
Fun fact with their clocks. I mean, because I'm a weirdo, so I went to the bother of figuring out how it works. And they've got several different things that spin for hours and minutes and stuff like that. But instead of having the time be, if you think about a round clock, like my watch here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 through 12 around the clock, and the minutes, the hands move to show you what time it is. They have it the other way around, where the time is always what's up at the top.
Yeah.
So you just look there, you can see what time it is, and then the minutes and the hours spin around. So you'd have to know how to read it to recognize, but in theory, you would just have to always look at the same place and it would tell you what time it is, and rather than having to look around it, and move your eyes. It kind of reminds me of talking about how gauges in a race car. No matter what the measurement is, if it's the way it's supposed to be, it's straight up. So they can just glance and see everything's pointing up, so it's fine, because they're going so fast they don't have time to stare at the gauge and figure out, okay, is this where it's supposed to be, because it's on the side, because it's supposed to be 20 out of 100, and so it's supposed to be kind of on the side versus supposed to be 75 and supposed to be on that other side. Everything is just, if it's where it's supposed to be, it's up.
You're making it for readability.
Yeah, for quickness. If you want to pass through here, you have to say the secret code.
We don't know this code yet.
What's the code?
So I'm going to just insert something at random.
That'd be hilarious if it was right. Wrong! I wonder if it's wrong no matter what you put if you haven't done the mini game yet, or if you can accidentally guess the right thing.
I believe you can actually, I think some speedruns actually manipulate the random number generator to have a specific set.
So you don't
code.
have to do it to get it.
Yeah.
You have to do the mini game thing. Jim said I can't let you in if you don't know the code, or something like that. If you're not a member, they won't teach you the secret code. If you want to be a member, go see Jim in North Clocktown. What's with you? You're wearing a weird hat for a Deku. Did you come to town to play? I bet nobody will play with you, right? The adults are all busy getting ready for the carnival. The old astronomer in the observatory outside town is the only one who will spend any time playing with us kids. We bombers have our hideout at the observatory. You have to take a secret route to get to it. Oh, don't be telling Jim in the North Clocktown that I told you that.
Man, they do give you a lot of information if you just talk to everybody.
Yeah, just talk to people. They tell you things. They tell you about the kidnapping. We're the twin jugglers from the Gorman Troupe. We're practicing for the big carnival. It happens once in a blue moon. It happens once a year?
How often is a blue moon?
The blue moon is when you have a second full moon within a month, I think. Like if you have full moon at the beginning and the end of the month, I think, is a blue moon.
That could be.
So I'm not sure how often that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or in this year's case, once in a really, really scary red-eyed moon. Ho ho ho! I hear it's gonna fall harder than the way my clumsy brother is always dropping our juggling balls. You see, we're entertainers. We must keep people smiling no matter how grim things get. We must always be optimistic. Ho 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 ho! Talk to the red one and see if it tells you the kidnapping joke.
Big moon.
Yep. Now, I think in the 3DS remake, they changed... Oh, well, I'll do this one first. My, funny things are happening in town, aren't they? Funny. You're telling me? Like the rumors about the swamp to the south? Did you hear about the kidnapping? Oh my, the kidnapping? Yep, but then the kid woke up. Get it? Kid? Napping? Oh, I got 1 million of them. Is that a dad joke or what?
Yeah, it is.
So my understanding, from what I recall, is that in the 3DS remake, they changed the expression on the moon's face. And I feel like he looks more angry, whereas this one I feel like looks more pained. Where like it makes sense he'd be crying, for example. Anyway, the secret route to the observatory? How'd you know about that? Only Jim and us are supposed to know about that secret route. Do you say route or route, out of curiosity?
I usually say... It depends upon the situation.
Like Route 66. But I say route, I think, a lot. Apparently. Ooh, we're gonna have 60 hours? Can I do math properly? I think it's 60.
So this is something right here where they have a cutscene, because you need a...
Please hear my plea. The masked skull kid has broken me apart and scattered my pieces. It hides the jump cut of... I just hit my glasses with the thing on my... What do you call these things? The thing on my hoodie.
It's a drawstring.
Drawstring on my
hoodie. For the hood.
I just flicked it into my glasses. It made a dinging noise is why I mentioned it. But yeah, they need a cut to show like the people are all gone, right?
Yeah, well, if they do a cut like that where they're not looking at the town, can we finish this dialogue?
So the noise goes away?
Yes.
Please find a way to return me to the fairy fountain in North Clock Town. Yay, we
So, I think we're going to turn in this fairy and then call this episode there. But so there's two ways of kind of like handling a time change. One is just kind of like handle it organically, but doing the cut like that where they are like basically if you have it where in a town the NPCs are going to reposition themselves
for nighttime,
you can either have it be like Ocarina of Time where the time stands still in town. Like, if they're just going to jump cut. Obviously, you could do something where they move around or whatever. But Majora's Mask solution of, let's just angle the camera away from town, so anything that's a jump cut, where it's just like...
gets hidden.
Appearing, yeah.
What are you doing? Aren't you going to take this fairy to the shrine near the North Gate? Whoa, look at the time. We don't even have 3 days left.
I'm going to leave it here to pause time. So that ability to, like, do a cut like that, so that way you can position NPCs and spawn things and despawn things without it like blinking in and out of existence. Like that's a way to solve that problem.
Yeah, it's a really good way to kind of hide the cut, as it were.
Yeah, while still allowing time to pass, because the solution in Ocarina of Time of freezing time while in town would not work in this game.
No, that would mess everything up.
It's interesting to look at those sorts of things though and see like, here's how to solve this particular problem of there are two distinct states.
The music's gone now, for example. It's nighttime, they changed that.
And I don't know how much this game needed that, but there's like some stuff that kind of jumps.
Yeah, like most of the characters, I think, jump from place.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that if you're in the field, like if you're in a dungeon or something,
it doesn't jump cut.
Yeah, it doesn't have like the cut scene that it cuts away to. It just has the little banner, in purple that says, dawn, of the next day or, night of the first day or whatever.
Because it doesn't need But
it doesn't interrupt you.
Yep. They also gave them different hair colors in this one.
Yes. This one's going to be orange, I believe.
Isn't this the pink one? Oh, no, you're right. It is orange.
Her stray fairies were orange.
That's true.
The fairies are the color of their hair.
I was thinking because of the mask.
Oh, yeah, that's what you'd think would be the generic color, but I don't know if any of them are actually that pink exactly. She's orange, yellow is kindness, and then there's green, which is like wisdom or something, and blue, which is like courage or power. I don't remember what they are. And I can think like a purplish, pinkish one. I don't think they actually have the straight out pink.
Interesting.
Which is weird, because as you say, you're right, the mask is that.
Yeah.
Tattle. I love how the great fairies know the names of all of the fairies. So they're like, oh, Navi, oh, Tattle, and then you, random kid. I don't know the name of yet.
Yeah.
Tattle, and you, young one of the altered shape. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. I am the great fairy of magic. I thought that masked child was helping me, and I grew careless. All I can offer you now is this. I shall grant you magic power as a sign of my gratitude. Please accept it. I'm seeing the link of the Great Fairy of Magic giving you magic power, and now I'm wondering if the names of the other fairies relate to what they give you. I think the Great Fairy of Kindness is the last one, so she'd be giving you the double hearts. So like kindness, double health, I can kind of see that connection. One gives you a sword.
Yeah. I imagine that's power.
One gives you spin attack. We'll have to see. I'm curious because I don't know if it actually does bother to line up or not. But it'd be interesting if it did. In some way. Where you could see a connection.
Yeah.
They're probably generic enough of like, what would wisdom be giving you, right? They're probably generic enough that
Probably double magic.
You could... maybe.
That seems like it would track...
Well, we'll have to keep an eye out and see if it feels like you can make a
Isn't
relationship.
that what wisdom gave you in...
They were only wisdom and power, weren't they?
No, there's wisdom, power, courage, and magic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm remembering. It was that there were several that were magic, and then you had one of each.
And courage was double hearts, or it was double defense.
Okay. Double magic and
power
spin attack?
was the one that gave you regular magic and spin attack, and I think it might have been wisdom that gave you the double magic meter.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see what sort of parallels they have in this one, if we
don't know.
remember to pay attention to that.
Yep. Well, you can shoot bubbles now.
Yes.
Yay. Are they made of snot?
Let's not worry about that.
Okay. Your mouth and your nose seem to be the same thing.
Magic jars and potions.
The man who lives in the observatory outside of town may know the Skull Kid. See, they're guiding you what to do. And if you talk to the kids, they told you they can get to the observatory through their secret hideout. Like, they're letting you know where to go.
Yep.
And if you leave here, the first thing you do is pop the balloon, right? Yeah. And that gets Jim. Anyway, the man who lives in the observatory outside of town may know of the Skull Kid's whereabouts, but be careful. You must not underestimate that child's powers, kind young one. If ever you are returned to your former shape, come see me. I shall give you more help.
All right, and that's where we're going to go ahead and... Wow, that feels really fast.
You can't save right now, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I can pause the timer.
You can.
So that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up for this first episode. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to continuing this series in the next part. But until then, everyone, take care and goodbye.
Bye-bye.